Welcome to my workshop. I'm going to attempt on this video to present and demonstrate some basic tools that I hope will be of some use to you in the pursuit of music. Whether you use this in the making of your own music or simply with the intent of bettering your understanding of the process of making music. I'm going to start out by presenting you with some very basic principles that I've been using in endlessly different ways since the early 70s when I came across these ideas from L. Ron Hubbard's researches into the field of study. Let's begin with the definition of two very simple words. First, the word gradient. Gradient is a gradual approach to something, taken step by step, level by level, each step or level being, of itself, easily surmountable, so that finally quite complicated and difficult activities can be achieved with relative ease. The other word used in conjunction with gradient is the word win. A win is intending to do something and doing it, or intending not to do something and not doing it. So you see, in studying and practicing, you have to grab onto the idea that you're the one who's got to know when you've succeeded at something you set out to do, even to the detail of playing a short scale smoothly. So here's the sequence. The first thing is you intend to do something, choosing a step or a level that is able to be accomplished by you. Maybe by finding the right tempo, or slowing the tempo down, or a small enough chunk of the piece. You know, and just enough so that you can easily approach it. And then you go at it until you have a win or you succeed. And you've accomplished what you set out to do and you acknowledge that. You say, okay, I got that. And you go on to the next chunk. And level by level, bit by bit, you find that you can handle more and more. Taking on too much at once can cause you to be frustrated and gives you losses. You feel like you're not making it. Whereas taking on too little can just be boring. So judging how to take on just the right amount is a sensitive and important judgment in studying and practicing. Oops. Okay, that's a little fast now, especially getting into this fifth bar. Fingering here, now let's see. Take those first two lines a little slower. Oops. Oh, what's happening? Okay, beginning again. Make the transition from this bar to that bar. I goof up right in here. Let me look at the left hand now. 2, fingering is 2, 3. Okay, let's see now. Check the left hand here a little slower. And the right hand. Together, a little slower, I think. Again. Oops. Really slow it down. Good, except for the last part. Again. One more time, that's getting better. Oops. Slow it down even more. That felt better. let me see if I can put the second 4 bars together, which are the hardest for me right now. Up again. Fingering there, that's what's goofing me up. I end on the thumb, and then I got no place to go after that. So that's got to be 3-2. 3-2. Yeah, that feels better, but one more time. Wow, that's pretty good. Let me try it one more time. Let's apply some of these practicing techniques that we were talking about to these little pieces called children's songs. Here's one, number 16, that has a passage at the beginning that has a real rhythmic independence between the right hand and the left hand, and it takes some coordinating. So let me find the right tempo and the right chunk and see if we can't get these 4, 8, 12, 16 bars to sound like something. The right hand all the way through it is simply a recurring beat. And the left hand is a rhythm against it. I'm fingering there. I'll put a 5 on there. That's the left-hand part. So let me see if this is the right tempo. I guess I knew that better than I thought. Let me try it a little faster. There's a fingering problem there. I better go to 4 here so I can play those next notes. That might be awkward, but I think a thumb there is good. And then a 4 there. Let's see. Here we go. Right in there, it feels a little awkward to me. I'm going to slow it down. That's it, right in there. That little chunk is a little tricky, so let me slow that down again. I'm going to make a loop out of this just to get it real settled in my hands. Now back a little bit and then on. Okay, now up to speed. That worked out okay. Now with playing, I find that most musicians want to play with a flow. That means with an uninterrupted motion. The things which add up to this are control, intention demonstrated, and uninterrupted motion. And it is possible to achieve this with practice. It's the only way I know of. First thing you have to recognize is that there are certain glitches, for lack of a better word, we'll use the word glitch, which comes in and interrupts the flow. And assuming that you're really there doing what you're doing, these glitches or interruptions only stem from the body or from the mind. Now, forgetting about where they come from or why, which could lead down a lot of side roads, and it's really a study all in itself, these glitches can be eliminated by just noticing them and going on. It's really just that simple. But you've got to be awake and alert. So here's the 2 steps to eliminate the glitches. The first thing is you imagine the flow of motion you want to make. Got to kind of get it in the mind what this flow is. And then you start the flow, slowly at first, and just notice all the glitches as they come up. You don't analyze them. You just notice them and you keep on flowing. Just keep doing these 2 steps and see the motion smooth out and keep on flowing. Just see the motion flow more and more without interruption. Let me take a piece here, just a segment of a piece called Yellow Nimbus, and it's a right-hand tricky little thing. And let's see if I can't find some glitches in here and smooth them out. Let's see, I'll take it from about here to about there. Let's see. Okay, there's the first glitch right there. Okay, I got it. I'm going to slow the tempo down and just eliminate these glitches from this part. I'm going to start with just the right hand and do these 4 bars. There's a little glitch at the end that you maybe couldn't hear, but it's actually there. One more time. One more time. That was better. Now the left hand is doing a thing. Both together. Oops. Now I got to coordinate them a little slower. There was a glitch right in the left hand there. Slower. One more time. That was better. There was a little glitch right at the very end there. That's better. Better. That was better. Now I'm going to continue on to that last little bit. This one glitch has my thumb turned. Okay, now I'm going to imagine that motion just flowing, and I'm going to try and do it and see if there are any more glitches right in that 6 bars. Glitchless. Like you just saw, there was a particular thing I was going for while I was practicing that little bit there. And I thought it worth mentioning that when you set out to practice, you ought to set a goal for yourself, like have a particular intent about what you want to accomplish, whether it's just like a little phrase, like what I just did, or a longer thing, just so that you know what you're going for. It kind of keeps you on the road. Thought I'd just drop that in for you. I thought it might be fun to look at a practice technique that I use sometimes, and it kind of gets me real separate from my hands, because what we do, you remember we talked about a flow, establishing a flow. Well, the idea of this is to keep a regular flow of quavers, notes going, kind of without interruption, and just move around the piano, but weave the line with 2 hands rather than play a line with 1 hand. You use 2 hands. And you can get into the idea of thinking of, you got these 10 guys here, each one kind of like a drummer, and do his thing. Like you have these 2 drummers do this, and you have these 3 drummers do this, and you get like a 5, say 5. And then you can change from 5 to 4. And you get these guys coordinated. Yeah, and let me start down here and see if I can get that one all the way up. They're just patterns. You just start a pattern 2 and 3, say. This is a 2 and 3 pattern. 2 in that hand, 3 in this hand. Or 3 and 3. Let's take a look at a standard song now. Here's a piece called Easy to Love by Cole Porter. And I've got it in my mind. I've heard it a lot. I've never performed it myself. Here's a brief lead sheet of it. Let's look through it and see if I can't put a sound together on Easy to Love. That sounds wrong. That's the wrong chord they have written there. There. Okay. That's better. What's that? That. Let me see here. I like the minor chord instead of the dominant chord that's written there. Let's see. Work out a parallel movement for it. That's okay. I like the way that spreads out. Starts there and then it goes that way. So let's see. I like to hear those two notes stark naked and then some sound in the middle. You can try it again. There's the voicing. I like that raised 5 sound. I wonder if there's a passing chord in there. Probably an A of some kind. But I'll keep it standard for now. That's okay, a minor chord is fine. The little inner voice helps move move it for me. I hear that passing note. I don't see it written, so. Work out this little turn here. Could go right to the E rather than play the C. That's the standard thing. I kind of like that. I think I'll keep that. A little unusual. I like that kind of an introduction. You know, I think it would be a good idea to extract one principle, one little bit out of what I just did with Mood Indigo and kind of describe it a little bit, break it down a little bit. And I thought that one thought process that goes on is the idea of how to render a melody and what that's got to do with rhythm in it. Like, for instance, if I just played the straight rhythm of these first 4 bars of Mood Indigo without any contrasting rhythm, just straight, it would very dryly sound like this. Okay? So that's one rhythm. It's the rhythm of the melody. Now, I suggest that what happens is you can put rhythms in various rhythmic contexts. Like, for instance, if you think of what the drums does, what a drummer might do underneath this, and if he's just playing say a slow swing beat that goes like this, then if you keep that as an imagination in your mind and then play it and play with that rhythm that you're imagining, and it might come out like this. All of a sudden that has a little bit more life to it. And then keeping that basic rhythm, the melody can then start to be embellished upon by adding other rhythms. There's a little double rhythm that goes on there while this goes on, if you can imagine that going on. And all the time that melodic phrasing is being done, in the mind there's this basic rhythm, so that you've got a kind of counterpoint of rhythm going on. You've got the basic rhythm, and then you get what the melody's doing. Maybe that's helpful. The blues is a universal communication. It's got a kind of an expression in it that it's kind of immediately recognizable. Also, just the way it feels. Sort of melodic, like as if you could put words to it all the time. Everybody knows the progressions, so it's not a big shock. And you know I'm going to do. And now you know I'm going to do. Rhythm there. Wish I could sing. If I had a saxophone, I could play that lick real good. Put lyrics to that. Do this walking kind of thing too. Put a little strange note in there. I like expressive music. Let's blow apart some of these mystiques that have come into being about the act of composing music. There's nothing particularly mysterious about creation. The word just means to make, or to cause to happen, to construct. Everyone does it all the time. You could say composing is the act of constructing a piece of music. So let's start again with the simplest of guidelines, because if these decisions aren't made that we're going to talk about here, the result could be a lot of wandering around. So let's consider these 3 steps. The first one is decide what you want to compose. You just get an idea of exactly what you're going for. The next thing is you decide the physical form you want it in, whether on a piece of manuscript paper, whether memorized in your mind, whether a full score. Decide the physical result. And I think you'll find that the clearer you are about what you want and the result that you're going for, the easier things will go. The last and third part is just you go straight ahead and you do it without any interruptions. Let me show you quickly what I mean. This piece I could possibly play with a trio, or maybe piano solo, or with a duet. But as the piece develops, I'll redo that part of the intention. I'm going to start out with finding a mood and kind of a vamp of sound and some little melody that goes over it. Let me get a tempo going here first. Yeah. That'll do. I better jot that down so I won't forget it. Okay, that's enough to remember. I better put that second bar in. Body, da da dee, da da dee. Possible melody. That's a good change. You try those two changes. Then a change, I want to change on that part. So I'll get the B minor chord, and then the A minor chord, and then back to the B minor chord, and then make some sort of a change after that. Let me try it again. Something like that, like a melodic passage might be nice. change. Hey, that was okay. Let me see if I can remember that. No. I'm going to get back to the B minor here. Try that. The progression, but I forgot the melody. Let me see, I should have written that down. You do that, let me... You do that just to get it set to something. I can just write that much down and remember that it goes through the changes. Yeah, let me just make that transition smooth. That's not bad. Put those little notes down so I don't really forget that. There we go. Try the bridge one more time, and I think we got a basic little format going here. We got a first part with the B minor, second part with the A minor, then back to the B minor, and then this little sort of transitional thing. You could call it a bridge, I guess. Then back to the top again. got a little tune going. Let's have the intent of using this piece with the trio later on, with bass and drums. And now I'm going to kind of get into it and develop some line playing and some ways to get through the form to make it feel good. So, let me see what we got here. The sound of this chord makes a scale like that sound better than a scale like this. Although, depends on how it's used. I'm going to try and make a scale like this. Let's see, what was that melody I had? Something like that. Something that where the note lands on the one with a little phrase that goes up. That one there, and then the note will land on this for the second chord. So that for the first chord, this for the second chord. Let me try that. Yeah, that's better. Coming out of the B minor into the A minor. I need a phrase to get back into the B minor. Something like that. I don't like that note. Let me try that. I like that better. That's good. Rather than the triads. That's okay. I think it's ready for the trio now. Here's a tune I put together, and let's rehearse it. Have a look at it. I'll play a little bit of it for you first. Started out with just this little thing. Let me see. That's kind of like the basic rhythm. Kind of Latin-y. But light and tippy, you know, like you were playing on the ride cymbal?
Yeah.
Then it goes to A minor. Back to the B minor. Then a little bridge. Back at the top again. So it's just like B minor, A minor, B minor, the little bridge, and back up at the top.
Okay.
The only other thought that I had about this rhythmically was that the B minor, A minor, B minor part could be like all Latin feel, Latin-y kind of feel. And then when we hit the little bridge, let's try, just to see how it feels, to try some 4/4 in there.
Okay. Swing.
Yeah, swing.
Swing.
Bring us back around 4 bars back to the top.
Okay.
And then I didn't write any kind of bass line, so just wide open to invent something.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Let's try it.
Okay.
I'm just gonna. I don't have a melody for the first part. I'm just gonna play the pad, and let's just play it around to get an idea of the form.
Okay.
1, 2, ding, 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 ding. I got one suggestion in the bridge part. There's two things to try and grab, Tommy. That on the second bar, that last G, the one that goes, that one there, and then the very last lick of the bridge. Let's see if it sounds all right to play da 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 da.
I like that.
To take the turnaround back to the top. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try right on the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah?
No, I just had an idea. You want to try Bayonne instead of what we were doing?
Yeah, we could try.
Because it might sit better with the piano figure.
Okay. What's the Bayonne? What do you?
It's dunk gong, dunk gong,
Instead of what?
Instead of
well, I was doing this beat underneath his pattern, which is, go ahead, 2, 3.
You know the Bayonne beat is better as a basic, I think, as a basic thing, and then that's a great variation.
Yeah, the only thing
to
about
kick it, you know.
The only thing about it is his bass drum is hitting a 16th note apart from your second hit, because you're going one en da 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 bam, and he's going one dum bam. So that's why.
So well, what if I changed it to?
If you stagger it, there you go.
But that's too heavy now.
I think it's better if we just do Bayonne.
Bayonne probably better.
Yeah, but play that other beat you were playing. It was kind of sparkly. If you could maybe change one thing about it, play that other one. The Bayonne works.
Okay.
Now, let's just check the other one.
2, 3.
Sorry. Again.
2, 3.
I like it. It's nice. I know what you mean. There's a note that goes da da.
Well, I'm hitting that with the snare drum though.
Well, it's too much on the bottom. To me, it's a little too dusty. I mean, it gets cluttered.
Let me hear just the drums and the piano part.
Right.
2, 3, 4.
To either do one or the other.
That's nice.
If I do that and we both play the Sango or whatever, that works.
Yeah.
It's either one or the other. Because if I play Bayonne, he plays that one. It sounds kind of.
That was nice what you just did.
Well, let's do that one then.
Okay.
So now let me hear the other one. The first one. 1, 2, 3. That definitely grooves harder.
Yeah, I think the biome is
one?
better.
I like that grooves harder. Use that as a basic, and then if you jump into that other thing, you can
We'll look at each other maybe later
have
on
a
and
have
go
a
with
variation on it.
Okay.
I tell
For
you
the
what,
blowing.
let's try this thing from. Let's take one chorus of the drum solo part where we leave out that last 4 bars for you. Start there on the drum solo, and then take one chorus of the melody with the biome beat, and then after one chorus of the melody, we stay on the vamp, B minor, A minor, develop that for a while to an ending. Okay?
Okay.
Right on the break. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's nice to leave it back like that. Let's do that, just right on the B minor. Da, da, da.
Okay.
Right at just the last B minor part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, try that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cool. So let's run it one more time through with a couple of choruses each for bass and drums, and that little ending we worked out. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Yo! Well, that was quite an adventure for me. I hope some of this proves helpful to you in some way. And I do have a thought I'd like to leave you with. I believe that each one of us is basically responsible for the condition we're in. Whatever abilities or lack of abilities we find we have, we've had a definite hand in bringing that condition about, and we can change it. Each of us has the power to make things happen, and we're the only ones that can truly cause improvements with ourselves and with music and with our lives. So when you decide to study, when you decide to expand and improve, take one thing at a time, accomplish what you set out to do things that you can accomplish and win at. Get all distractions and counterintentions out of your way and go ahead and win. I know you can. What else is there to do anyway? I'll see you later.